not good. All these are missing their dog houses. It'd be about time for them to spend some money on some new condensers. Or, good gosh. Alright, where am I at? There's a thing there. It says, that little bitty thing, there's 4 units, wow. So, whoop, almost fell on my butt. That guy right there. Alright. So these places have a kitchen unit and then they have a kitchen auxiliary, which I think is going to be this one. This is in the dining area. Of course, this is in the dining area too. That's definitely in the dining area. That's turned off. And that's turned off. I swear, man, once we get all these ironed out, it'll be awesome. But going on all these calls where all these units are turned off, you just gotta start from ground zero, like we do every time. Figure out what's wrong with it. It's probably already been, oops, sorry guys, just kind of tipped you down there. Figure out why in the world they turned it off. And we've got no notes to go off of, no previous invoices, nada. We just got to dig in and figure it out. So that's what we're going to do today. Oh dear. Oh my. This is probably not worth my time. I can just say that right off the bat. So as we're gazing upon this old beast, I'm seeing a common here pulled off. Got 2, looks like low voltage wires that are just not connected to anything. Got a relay just laying there. I don't know where it's supposed to be. There's a low voltage wire hanging off of a harness that's not even connected. Nothing is good here. This is a rat's nest, horrible, horrible mess. Got a capacitor here, sitting right next to, you know, metal. That's a great place for it. This is not going to be good, guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why anybody would come here and just disconnect everything and just leave it hanging. So I think it's safe to assume if this board wasn't bad than it is now. I don't see any char marks on this back side or on the front. Might not be anything wrong with it. Don't know. There's a piece of tape you can put right there. Good. That's yummy. There's all my thermostat wires, you see? That's wonderful. That is so superb. Oh gosh. Why? Let's see what else we got. Got a blower motor. Yep. Nothing looks funky in there, surprising. Do we have anything going on here? That's some filter media. She's nice and clean because, you know, hadn't been running. It's cold up here. I am so sick and tired of the cold. Could never make it in a northern environment, I promise you that. First thing I'm gonna do is check on this compressor and see if it's grounded, because if it is, I'm not even going to take another step on this thing because there's literally no point. Then we'll see if it's got any refrigerant in it. I have a feeling we're not going to be using the wire diagram because you can't really follow much on that thing. It's all cracked. That is going to be a really difficult one to read. Go to speaker mode. We're going to check this compressor and see if it's in. Have I ever said that I hope that a compressor is grounded? Because I kind of hope this one's grounded. Unfortunately, it's not. Oh, it is grounded. I had it on the wrong mode. No, come on, it's not grounded. Dadgummit. Man, that bites. And all the windings look wonderful. That's great. That's great. Get on there. All right. So I can tackle this one of two ways. I can connect the control board. I have no idea why it's not connected, but I can do that. I don't know where it goes. You know, there's not... I don't know. I just don't know where it's supposed to mount. The only place that it looks like it's supposed to maybe mount would be right. No, because that's where a relay mounts. I think that's where this one's supposed to go. Oh look, that's... I thought it was connected to something. I thought wrong. This one's an old one. It's been replaced. The new one's right up here. I just don't know where the control board is supposed to mount. We really don't want to just let it sit there willy-nilly. Oh, it looks like it mounts right here. There's no screws, so it's not going to mount, I can tell you that. Just leaving stuff halfway done. None, not even halfway. Not done at all. I wonder if this one looks the same way. Oh, that one's actually mounted. We have a low voltage control wire, not wire nutted, just twisted. What does that go to? That looks like it is incoming voltage. Look, that thermostat wire is not connected either. This is so super awesome, man. This just tickles my fancy. Look. Look, guys. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know where the screen is right now, but this is holding the contactor in. Guys, that is a hack of all hacks. You shove a piece of thermostat wire to hold the contactor in instead of figuring out what's wrong with the unit and fixing it. That is so wrong on every level. That's like holding a breaker open that keeps tripping. You're gonna create a fire, people. You're gonna burn the house down. I can't even get it out. That is so, look, that is so lazy. It just boggles my mind. Who in the world? If you've done this, you're wrong. Like, I can't even, I'm completely beside myself. I don't even know, don't even know what to do right now. I can tell you that this is not going to be a cheap fix. It is going to take some time. Look, got wires hanging in here too. I wonder what those go to. Not the limit switch. It might go to a mixed air sensor that's not there, which is okay. That's not a bad thing. Look, that's a clean filter too, because she ain't been running. Hey, our dining room is not working. Well, duh. How long has it not been working? All right. Well, I guess the least that we can do is just get started. I've got to take pictures of this. This blows my mind. I just can't believe it. Surely the facilities company let the last company go for a reason. I think we see this at this point. Oh, let me get a model number, serial number. close to this. Oh, that's how old she is. Usually they have it right here too. Yep. Stop moving. Let's see if I can pick apart this date. YSC 060. I bet you that that's a 2006 model, which would make it 17 years old. And this is going to be the same age over here. Okay, let's just start. That's all we can do right now is just begin. Okay. Seems to me like the smart thing to do. Oh my gosh, guys. I can't really read this wiring diagram because it is so broken and faded. I'm not going to be able to get anywhere with that. I could beat my head wide open until I'm blue in the face trying to read that thing, but I think at this point the best thing that I can do is just try to make it cool. I know it's cold outside, but dude, this is not usual for Texas. Normally it's 80, 90 degrees this time of year, and that is undoubtedly coming very soon. I just need to get it to cool, and then we need to try to see what we can do to get this thing replaced. I got wires hanging off everywhere, guys. Like, this is a common, these are 2 low voltage hots. I don't know, I know what they went to. They went to this. They went to that relay right there. My contactor's got a little charring right here on this leg, but I don't see the wires charred, so I'm gonna let it roll. Not worried about the paper charring. Got right in the eye. But I am definitely going to have to put this relay back together. I'm not gonna be able to screw it back into place. Yeah, I'm gonna put it together like it was, then I'm gonna start troubleshooting from there. So let me do some wire tracing and whatnot, get this control board put back in there, and we shall go from there. Yeah. Some of the hacks. I also don't get why they're just now making this an issue, because these units were undoubtedly not heating in the wintertime. There's no way. None of the thermostat wires are hooked up, so there's no way it was heating. I'm at a complete loss. I'm gonna get all this wired up the way it was at one point in life, and I'll get back to you. So frustrating. All right, I've got it all wired back the way it's supposed to be. The relay's back in place, control board's in place, thermostat wires are connected, my low voltage incoming, which is right here. I don't know why that's off or was off. That's not my incoming, that's my outgoing to my contactor. So it tells the thing to go into cool. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to make sure that I'm getting all 3 phases to the disconnect, and it's undoubtedly a fusible disconnect, which I don't like, but oh, that's good, guys. That's some wonderful work there. Why do we have such a humongous drain line? I don't know anymore. I don't know. We're just gonna check the fuses first. Let's check the fuses first. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now we're gonna check our voltages. Incoming power's on the bottom. Is it? No, incoming power's on the top, like usually. 213, 213, and come on. 213. All three phases are there. Got all of our voltages. Fuses are good, which is really surprising, honestly. We're gonna turn it on and see what happens. That's basically, now we can start from ground zero. We got the test buttons over there, so we'll use those and make this thing drive along a little faster. And we'll troubleshoot it as if we were now the first people on site. Should not have had to go through that much work to get here, but that's okay. We're here now. Do it again on that one over there here in a little bit, once we figure this one out. And power. Control board lights up. That's a positive thing. All right, we're gonna go into test mode. These are very rusted on the front, so I'm gonna use the back side. And just get a clamp on it. Make sure to scratch around on it. Gets a good contact. And let's go ahead and throw it into something. That should have been the blower. I have no blower. I'm getting 2 flashes. That's my economizer. Yeah, I'm not getting anything out of this, guys. I'm going to now just jump these suckers off. So I'm going to take my 24 VAC, which is right, and I'm going to go ahead and touch it to G and see if I can't get the blower to fire off. All right, there's G. I don't have any blower going. I mean, it's barely moving, which is surprising. It's not hot, so it's not trying. And I'm getting flashing on my heat board. It is 1, 2, 3, 3 flashes on the heat board is pressure switch failure. That's weird, because the inducer never came on. Inducer never came on. The inducer is actually a little bit warm. So I wonder if it actually gave power to the inducer to try to turn it on when it was in heat mode. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's only giving the 3 code. So that is our inducer motor. I guess we can try to figure out. I don't really care about heat. This thing is trash. All right, this unit is trash. I can probably even, it's a Trane, so I don't know how the heat exchanger is going to look, but if I can rule out that, then I've got one more step towards telling them that this is not going to be repairable. With the age of it, there's a very good chance the heat exchanger is bad, especially since it's never even been checked, because I can't pull the panel off. Goodness, that is on there. I'm literally bending the metal trying to get it off. Unless somebody used RTV to get it on, I'm gonna have to use a real screwdriver. No offense to my little screwdriver, but definitely doesn't have the beef to get this thing off. Wow. Okay, that's yeah. You're not gonna win. You panel, you're not going to win this battle. You can fight all you want. You will lose. I promise. You will lose. My gosh. No reason, guys. Yeah. I'm gonna win. Okay. Guaranteed. There we go. What'd I tell you? All right. Let's see what we got here. Hell yeah, there's holes. All you gotta find is one, guys, but there's more than one in here. So we're gonna actually turn the heat completely off. We got holes galore. Gotta get pictures of her. This quote is going to be huge. Huge. Oh, hello. Sorry. Didn't mean for y'all to catch a panel right in the snout there. Bent that one way out. I gotta force it right back in. I don't want water catching on this lip that I made. There. Okay. So we ain't going in for the heat. I made a call for the blower. Blower's not coming on. So the next thing I need to do is check the blower relay, which could be the one that was disconnected, and find out if that relay is getting 24 volts to the coil. If it is, then it's obviously a bad relay. And you got to turn your meter on first, Matthew. Come on now. There's 1, 2. There is no 24 volts going to the coil. And, well, I don't even have 24 volts coming to my, that means I don't have 24 volts coming here. I do have 24 volts here, but it's not making it to here. Is something wrong with my jumper? Something's got to be wrong with my jumper, because, oh yeah, we have a blower. I just didn't have a good connection. That is all. All right. Blower works. At least we're gonna have some circulation. Doorbell's ringing. I will get back with you guys. All right, so I just got a call from one of my own peeps. Said he did come out here and look at these, and said that he took a glance at it and said he ain't working on them. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame the guy. That's the first thing I wanted to do when I saw this. I wanted to say, oh no, 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 ain't gonna do it. But that's, you know, that's kind of why I'm here, is to make them work. But at least I want to be able to get a start to figure out what's wrong with it, can it be repaired, and what is it going to take? So that's what I'm going to do. I know the blower works. Wow, that's all. We only have 91 psi. Probably at static, that's probably not going to be enough, so that's fine. Let me get over here to 22 because this is R22. It's at 54 degrees, which is about how the temperature is right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out the compressor and jump out the wide, see if we get anything. If I get something on the Y, then my why would be, why in the world did you unhook everything? Come on. Come on. All right. And getting on that Y is not gonna be easy. So these are all in the way, and the Y is barely sticking out. There we are. Let me make sure I'm getting voltage to the Y. Which is gonna be very hard to see. Yes, okay, so I know Y is getting voltage. Now, the contactor's not pulling in. There's no way my leads are going up to the coil voltage on the contactor. So there's no way I'm gonna be able to tell if it's pulling in. Ah, this is my coil voltage, so I can just check right there. See what we got. If I can dig a lead in far enough. Okay, so I'm not getting voltage from the control board out. I'm gonna give it a minute. These do have a delay through the RTOM. So I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes. In the meantime, in that 5 minutes, I'm gonna go back over yonder and get to wiring on that thing. As soon as I hear this kick on, I'll come back. All right, I don't know what happened before, but it just cut out. So I went ahead and kept on troubleshooting, and basically we do have a grounded compressor. Speaker mode doesn't catch the light ground. So I went to the horseshoe mode, and we are grounded. We got ohms to ground from each leg. Blower works, condenser fan works. We need a new control board. We need a new inducer motor. We need a new heat exchanger. And that's just assuming that we don't have a leak and we're low on charge and our header assembly isn't restricted, which is notorious with Trane, especially the older ones. There's not a header assembly in this one, so maybe it's not going to be restricted. If there ain't one to be restricted. Yeah, there's not one. Okay, cool. So I think that's definitely a positive. Definitely a positive. So I'm going to send a quote for all that. Move on to the other guy over here. I am going to leave it on. Disconnected the compressor, so it's not going to trip a breaker anymore. And we're going to just let it run with the blower. They can at least get air circulating. That's the best that I can do today. I highly doubt they're going to repair this. They're probably going to replace it, which is bad news for the client or the customer, because yeah, this isn't going to be tomorrow, you know. Probably not even going to be this summer. They haven't been able to keep up with the production since the whole Rona thing, and these units are back ordered forever. So I'll catch you when I get back over there. This thing's getting fidgety with me. Number 2 heat exchanger. I don't even need to bring a screwdriver in on this one, guys. That What is in there? Can y'all see that? Oh my gosh. That is part of the blower, guys. The blower, she fell apart. Heat exchanger is definitely holy. Definitely religious. Blower motor fell apart in this thing, so we already know that ain't going to work. Let me see if I can get a picture of that. I can't wait to go and see that chaos. I'm going to put that piece right there. Yeah. Now I see why this one was turned off. Can't do anything if you ain't got a blower motor. We are going to go through and make sure that compressor's not grounded. This is going to be another disaster, because I don't just replace a blower motor, I do the whole assembly. It can be the motor, the bearings, the squirrel cage, obviously the blade, since that was in about 1,000 pieces. See how they got R and Y1 jumped out? Yeah. That means basically, guys, that it's always going to run and cool no matter what. Bad idea, guys. That was an old blower motor, because that one looks just fine. They just didn't clean out the rubble from the previous disaster. So, cool. I'm gonna hook up these low voltage wires, get, you know, the relay off of the freaking transformer, and I'll get back with you. All right, so I'm gonna test the blower first. I'm leaving this here because that, if the board is working, it's going to give voltage to this, which is going through the high pressure switch and coming out here, which doesn't really matter because the high pressure switch is bypassed. The low pressure switch was bypassed, but I tested it, it's closed. So low pressure is good. The high pressure is stuck open. I'm going to leave that bypassed. We want to find out why. So I'm not going to leave it bypassed when I leave here, but it is bypassed for now. What is going on in here, guys? My inducer motor is not even connected. It is, in fact, disconnected. So we're going to connect it just to see if the heat works. I'm not going to leave it connected because heat exchanger's got holes in it, so we at least want to see what's going on. So let's see if we can blow something up real quick. Stand back. Stand back. I don't know if that's on or not. It is on. My condenser fan came on. That must be wired hot all the time. I didn't check that. In a second or two or three, we should see a blower come on. In a second or two, we should see a blower come on. Maybe we won't see a blower come on. Is the blower relay connected? Yes, it is. There's my blower. All right. At least we can get air circulation. Now, what I'm going to do is connect cool. See what happens. Not really easy to do because R is right next to it. All right. Hold my breath. Can't get it on there. have a feeling it's not going to work. They'd already cut that out of the control board. Let's just give it direct voltage then. So I'm going to put it right here, and it should just click right on. Nothing happened. Sparks happened. But I am not getting something to the contactor, whatever that may be. I have, whoa, I have way too many volts, way too many volts. I bet you the coil on that contactor's blown, because this is supposed to be 24 volts. This thing is showing 120. Oh my gosh, people, what did y'all do? This is 24 VAC. That's all I'm supposed to be feeding. Somehow this transformer is giving a whole lot more than that. So this is not the original transformer, and you can wire them up for different voltages. And I kind of wonder how they wired this one up. Transformer was tripped. There are so many problems in this. If the transformer's tripped, I shouldn't be getting any voltage to anything low voltage. Then the fan shouldn't come on, the blower shouldn't come on. None of that stuff should be working. So I need to see how they wired it. Try and pull this thing out. Most of the time they'll have a wiring diagram on them, and it does. Alright, should be wired at 208, which is going to be white. It's really hard to read. That's red, that's black, that's orange. White and red? Oh, I see now. I see now. So it should be one, that's two. It should be red and white. And I have red and white. So that ain't right. That ain't right at all. Oops. Lost her. It's no wonder that this board ain't working now. You feed 120 volts into a board, you got problems. This transformer was tripped, and somehow I was still getting voltage to the low voltage side, which means I probably have, there's a chance that I have a wire frayed somewhere and it's sitting on a low voltage wire, combining high and low. They taped up that pretty good. Slightly impressive. Somebody put a low voltage wire on a high voltage circuit. It's not in the transformer, so we go back to tracing around on this thing and find out where that happened. Obviously we're not going to be using the control board because yeah, she can't do low voltage like that or high voltage like that. So I'm gonna go, you know, pick this thing apart and I'll come back to you. We're upside down again. condenser fan works, blower works, that's about all. So I don't know where that high voltage came from, because I went through everything and there's no high voltage, and there's no high voltage on it now. So I have no clue where that came from. I was able to get the contactor engaged, you know, with my contactor engager. So I'm pretty sure that coil is gone. So this one is going to get quoted. Compressor works, guys. It's turned on. Definitely low on charge. I'll show you. Pressures 22 degrees, 17 degrees, 9 degrees, 1. Now we're in the negative temperature. So it's got refrigerant in it. It's just got a leak somewhere. I'm not going to dig into that. That's going to be a part of the quote. So pull my coil voltage off here. That's how I know it had voltage, because I gave it voltage. We're going to be quoting on this one. Control board, contactor. You know what? We're going to try the heat. So we are going to put the heat exchanger in on that. Let's go ahead and try some heat. See what happens. This is good to try, guys. It's okay if you're just testing it. What we don't want to happen is leave it where they can use it. Holes in the heat exchanger is bad. See? And let's see what happens in here. That inducer motor was disconnected when I got here, so I have a feeling it's going to be seized up too. But let's see what happens with our 24 volts on it. Oh, look, the switch is even turned off. That heat board does not have any lights on it, so I don't know if it's going to be erroring on me or not. And it should, is this the same model? Yeah, it should have an LED on it. I don't see an LED. Maybe that's just because it's not lit. I am not, there's no LED. I don't see one at all. Do y'all see one? Because I sure don't see one. Looks to me like the heat board is not operating. So I'm going to pop the harness off, test voltage, make sure it's actually getting voltage. Because it's got a call right now, but it ain't doing nothing, guys, nothing. Let me look at that other one and see where the LED is. I could just be completely missing it. Who knows? Let's see here. Oh, it's on the very back side. Okay. Okay. I know where it is. And it is not visible in this one. Can't see it from that side. Great job. Great job, Trane. Oh, there it is. I can see it from down here. It's on. We got voltages. Wonder if I got power coming to the inducer. The inducer motor is not hot, but I don't know if I've got power coming to it or not. Check it real quick. Just shut the leads right up the yapper. And it's got 6 volts. It should be 120. Unless there's a safety switch that is open somewhere, which usually can happen when you have a Holy heat exchanger. There's a rollout switch right here. Got no voltage on that side. I don't even have voltage going to my safety switch. Okay, okay, okay. Voltage coming here. Nope. Got any voltage? Oh, well, that is that's a high limit right there. I got voltage coming to my high limit. Do I have voltage on the other side of the high limit? Tis the question of the day. Yes, the high limit has volts, but my rollout does not. Where does the rollout get its voltage from? The airproof switch, which has 0 on this side. Ooh, dropped my lead. Let's see what it has on the top side. I fit it in there. I got voltage on that side. So the airproof switch is what provides voltage to the rollout switch. Well, that doesn't even make sense because you kind of need them all. So the inducer is supposed to come on first. The airproof switch is supposed to stay closed until the inducer can prove air. And then what happened was, make sure that I'm not being dumb here. I'm not. That is where it's supposed to go. That's interesting, to say the least. I could jump those out. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. Jump out the airproof switch and see if we get bolts on it. Yeah. I just want to see if the inducer is going to turn on, really. It's the only reason I'm doing this. Ugh, that disconnect is not friendly at all. Ugh, got it. And now at minimum my rollout should have 24 volts. Yep. I got voltages on all of it now and no inducer. So the power to come to the inducer comes from the control board, and we likely have a bad control board. I'm only getting 7 volts. And the light is solid on, which means she ain't even trying, guys. Yep. See what happens if we put her in test mode. Not even going in test mode, so do the whole kit and caboodle on this one. Let me start back over now. Heat exchanger, inducer motor, heat board, control board, contactor, high pressure switch, leak check. That should do it. I'm gonna write all this up, guys, and that's all I'm doing for today. There's no above and beyond on this one. It is simply not going to happen. So,
Till next time. See y'all.